The strange footprints we have seen and we are seeing in different temples and places on the planet, even in jungles. Guys, let's look at some of the most crazy, most amazing footprints of giants that we have seen in the past. Starting off with the footprints at the Ain Dara temple in Syria. As you can see here, the giant here must have been excessively large because this person's normal footprint compared to this ginormous beast is just out of this world. Moving on to the next one, this is a giant footprint which was found in Botswana. Also very unique. You can see the shape of the foot, which is very similar to a giant. And you see the toes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially, which is again really interesting. The next one, this is again from the Syria temple, just from a different perspective. Again, you can see that that is something quite unique down there. Moving on to this one, this was in Bangalore, and guys, there's two photos of this. This is from close view with the human foot and this giant foot, which is just exaggerated. And then we have this one, which is the same place, just from a different perspective. As you can see here, the foot is very, very big. The footprint is gigantic. Again, quite an interesting find. This one is in Paraguay, a giant footprint as well, you can see here. Now this one also is missing the lower part because on the lower part you cannot really tell for sure if it is a footprint or not, but on the top part you can tell that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that is definitely close to a footprint as a giant footprint. Next one, guys, this is the giant footprint in Russia in the region of Lazovisky. Now here, this one is actually much more obvious and pronounced. As you can see here, you have the talon, you have everything, you have the shape as well, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, this is very, very, very cool and very detailed. So this giant must have been absolutely ginormous. We're talking maybe more than 10-20 meters high potentially, which is absolutely crazy. The next one, guys, this is in the Syria temple. Again, just a different perspective. Now this one here is in Texas, a giant footprint. Now we know from Abraham Lincoln, he was talking in his memoirs that he was talking about the giants which were buried in America and all the stuff, which the Smithsonian Institute, by the way, stole and hid forever because they don't want people to know about the hidden history of humanity. Next one, guys, we have this one, which this one is a bit more popular. I think most of you guys know about this one. This is the giant footprint in South Africa. Again, the shape is very clear to be of a shape of a humanoid or a human giant, effectively. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing much more to say. This is an amazing find. That is great, isn't it? The next one, guys, this is in, I believe in India, if I'm not mistaken, in Pradesh. And this one is again a very, very interesting one. It's a flat foot, as you can see here, but it has the toes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and from a different perspective again, very, very cool, guys. This one, I believe, is potentially one of the most clear ones and unique ones, and the foot itself just brings to horror, imagining how big that person must have been. Just how big that is, man. It would be crazy. Here we have just some people just comparing themselves with the footprint, and to be honest, this footprint that could literally just squash, it could literally squash a human being or a child. It could just squash them. That's how big this giant must have been effectively back in the past. And the last one, guys, is this one here. This one is in Thailand. Now there's a whole cult around this thing apparently. So this giant footprint, again, it's in a rock, and we have that the water is going to the holes. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have the shaping, the spacing and everything. And as you can see here, this is almost like a religious deity or something, because these people are praying to it. So most likely they believe that this is the foot of God or something effectively, because they are giving it a lot of prayer and adoration. So yeah, this is what happens when people from the past don't know who was there, what was there, if they had good or bad intentions. Just people in the modern day, they just believe that they have to worship this because it represents potentially their ancient gods. So guys, that's it for some of the most craziest giant footprints we can have in our planet. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Do you think they are 100% real? Do you think they are hoaxes, or do you think only some of them are actually real. I'm very curious about your response and of course about your reaction to this very bizarre occurrence and potentially showing us that the past is not what it may seem. And guys, I shall see you later in the next upload.